Good afternoon from Carson Park in Eau Claire as Huskies Sports presents Big Rivers Conference Baseball. Today's matchup, it's the Hudson Raiders, 19-5 overall, 10-3 in the Big Rivers Conference, versus the Eau Claire North Huskies, 12-11 overall, 7-6 in BRC play. Hello again, everybody. I'm Bob Bradovich, joined up here in the booth by Dave Sparger, former Eau Claire Memorial head coach. And Spargs, these two teams played Tuesday over at Grandview Park in Hudson, played a really good game, and it was the Raiders edging the Huskies in that one, and in the process clinching at least a tie for the Big Rivers Conference title.
Yeah, congratulations to the Hudson Raiders on, again, being one of the top teams in the conference, and like you said, at least guaranteed at least a tie for the title. They've got New Richmond looking up at them as they play tonight to see if they can match their record. But like you said, it was well played on Tuesday over there in Hudson. They said it was a 4-3 game. North had a couple guys on in the sixth to try to tie it, was unable to get them across, but just very well played. No errors, good pitching, and it was just a solid performance by both teams, and Hudson was able to come out ahead.
North did have the lead in the middle innings. Hudson then tied it and then took the lead in the bottom of the seventh and walked it off. Raiders, when the postseason opens, will be a number one seed. So by virtue of that one seed, they will not play on Tuesday, June 3rd. They will play at home Thursday, June 5th against either the number 8 seed, Stevens Point, or the number 9 seed, Eau Claire Memorial. And we're talking about it, Sparks. You and I have talked about this ever since the brackets came out, and we've talked to a few of the coaches about this, and pretty much everyone's in agreement that, boy, 1 through 8, 1 through 10 even, you've got plenty of teams that are really capable of putting some wins together and making a run in that postseason.
Yeah, without a doubt, more this year than I think any other year before, because tell you what, we're going to get done with the regionals on that Thursday, and somebody's going to be going to sectionals. That was a lower seed. You just got to believe it. It's just such a wide open postseason around here in this section. It'll be fun to watch.
Hudson Raiders, as we mentioned, 19-5 overall in some polls. They're ranked as high as number one in the state, and they're a team that, you just look at what they have in terms of talent, what they have in pitching, in terms of guys who are highly rated in their respective classes. This is a good ball club. If there's a little bit of a Achilles heel, sometimes it's their defense, and sometimes they'll kick it around, and that's been an issue in some of their losses this year. But again, you're looking at 19-5 with one more regular season game to go. That's a good season at any level.
Yeah, they're obviously doing something right as a team. And you mentioned it, though. You got like a couple sophomores that are bleeding there, some juniors and seniors. Great combination of those classes just working together. And, like you said, excellent baseball players. Like you talked about, a couple of those guys are highly ranked within their class. And, they'll get a chance to go in and play on. So you're right. Hudson's 19-5 for a reason. That's a very, very solid ball club.
The North record doesn't look as impressive, 12-11 overall, 7-6 in the conference, but head coach Jordan Fish says his guys are playing a lot better in these last few weeks. What are some of the things they are doing better, Sparks?
Well, the first thing he mentioned was defensively. He said they're not kicking it around. They're taking care of the baseball. They're making plays they've got to make. And we can look all the way back to that double when they played Memorial that week when they had back-to-back nights and played. Again, the defense was real solid. The pitching was okay. It wasn't as good that one night. But you could see the turn, though, right? You could see the consistency that they were bringing on the field. And it carried over last week to River Falls, where they swept River. Outstanding defense, really good pitching. And again, same thing on Tuesday. Really good pitching, outstanding defense, kept them in it. Almost had a chance to pull that one out. So Coach Fish likes where they're headed. They were starting to really play some good baseball.
Mancino's Grinders and Pizza has been a family tradition for almost 30 years. For the best sandwich in town, grab a grinder at Mancino's, conveniently located just off of Business Highway 53 and Claremont Avenue in Eau Claire. Mancino's Grinders and Pizza is locally owned and operated. Got ourselves a really nice day here at Carson Park. Game time temperature 72 degrees. It's a partly cloudy sky and a very light breeze that apparently is blowing from right to left. Right now at Carson Park, our national anthem. Whether it is baseball, softball, or soccer this spring, Shepke Chiropractic has got your back. For all your sports-related injuries, you can rely on Shepke Chiropractic to get you back into the game. Visit them online at shepkechiropractic.com. Culligan Water specializes in all of your water softener, drinking water, and water filtration systems. You can count on Culligan to keep your water pure and healthy with unparalleled service and convenient delivery options. Mason Bruzewitz on the mound today for the Huskies, Sparks.
Yeah, it's good to see him again. We've had a chance to watch him quite a bit this year and get on the mound. One of his few starts this year. They usually bring him out of the bullpen, but again, I think this is going to be one of those games, knowing that they play Tuesday. You might see several pitchers get a chance to throw today just to make sure that they don't overdo it with anybody, and it kind of helps them all sight in for Tuesday's game.
Tuesday, Eau Claire North will be here, 5 p.m. game against Wausau East. North is the 6th seed. East is the 11th seed. With Mason Bruzewitz on the mound, Jack Gorman is behind the plate. Cameron Buckman over at first. Aaron Gust is the second baseman. Zach Shipman at third. Ben Mettler is the shortstop. Outfield left to right, Levante Bean, Aiden Pankratz, and Caleb Moss. Batting order for the Hudson Raiders. Leading off and playing center field, Steele Homey. Batting second, the second baseman, Sam Abrahamson. Batting third is the catcher, Logan Hagman. Shortstop Jace Matazinski will bat fourth. Bennett Brathel will bat fifth and play first base. Sam Manchester in the sixth hole. He's the left fielder. 7, 8, 9. Silas Heisler, the third baseman. Spencer Bullis, the DH. And Hunter Oswald, the right field. Leading it off, Steele Homey, batting from the left side. We remember Homey from football season, Sparks. He was the Raiders starter at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I tell you what, just when he stepped in right here, I was like, did he get a redshirt year? Because he's been a leadoff guy for this team for a while.
Cameron Buckman in foul territory makes the grab. 1 pitch, 1 out. Yeah, Homey sustained an injury later in the football season. But he is back to full health, and that kind of guy that makes a lot happen from that leadoff spot. So from the Huskies' perspective, to get him retired on 1 pitch, they'll take that. Here's Sam Abrahamson, the second baseman. He goes after the first pitch. Caleb Moss out there in right field makes the grab. 2 pitches, 2 outs.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. How about that as a pitcher? Brucewood's going to love that. 2 pitches, 2 outs. Raiders going up there aggressive. I mean, Abraham's a .338 hitter, and he was up there hacking first pitch.
And here's Logan Hagman, the catcher. Hagman, one of those highly touted younger players on this Hudson roster. He is a sophomore, one of the top guys in that graduating class.
He is hitting .388 on the season, but the big number is he's got 13 doubles this year. And he'll wear that one.
So Hagman is aboard via the hit by pitch. Interesting, after the first 2 guys went after the first pitch from Bruzewitz, Hagman watched a couple, and then, as you said, Sparks, wore that one.
Well, that, again, showing his knowledge of the game. He did not even look to swing at that first pitch. You were not going to let the pitcher go 3 pitches, 3 outs. So he was taken all the way, again, showing that high IQ baseball player he is.
Here's the junior Jace Matazinski, shortstop for the Raiders, batting with a runner on. 2 outs, another high pop-up. Who's going to get that one? It's going to be the second baseman, Aaron Gust, making the catch. 3 pop-ups off the bat of the Raiders. Huskies coming to bat right after this. You're watching Big Rivers Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then, they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no-obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
ZaleskiSports.com has leveled up. Go to ZaleskiSports.com and choose your favorite schools for easy navigation. From the homepage, choose your school to see team records, upcoming schedules, and past results. Use the video icon to launch the next broadcast. Use the arrow icon to watch any previous broadcast. See the full weekly schedule too. Level up at ZaleskiSports.com.
Infinity Exteriors, installing peace of mind, roofing, siding, and windows built to last. Saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors, we guarantee quality you can trust. Mitchell Anderson, the right-hander, on the mound for the Hudson Raiders. He is a senior. Logan Hagman is his catcher. Bennett Brathel over at first. Sam Abrahamson at second. Silas Heisler at third. Jace Matasinski is the shortstop. Outfield left to right. Sam Manchester, Steele Homey, Hunter Oswald. Eau Claire North batting order looks like this. Leading off and playing left field, Levante Bean. Batting second is the right fielder, Caleb Moss. Catcher Jack Gorman bats third. Aiden Pankratz will bat fourth and play center field. Batting fifth, the DH Paxton Bush. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Zach Shipman. Cameron Buckman bats seventh and plays first base. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Ben Metler. Batting ninth, the second baseman, Aaron Gust.
Well, Mitchell Anderson for the Raiders, he's had a really good season. He's got a 4-1 record in 31 innings. Most 31 innings, he's got 39 strikeouts, just 17 walks, with an ERA of 2.03.
Levante Bean, very fast leadoff hitter for the Huskies. And with that, Silas Heisler, the third baseman, is up in on the grass. 1 ball, no strikes to Bean.
Yeah, we've seen Bean have several infield singles.
Here's a strike on the inside corner, 1-1 to Bean.
Bean's hitting .375 this season. In conference, I should preface that.
Popped up, third base side, Heisler and foul ground makes the grab. So 1 down in the Huskies half of the first. Here's Caleb Moss, the right fielder.
Right fielder, number 11, Caleb Moss.
Anderson works ahead in the count, 0-1. Make it 0-2.
Well, right now, Anderson's hitting his spots. Hagman, the catcher, has not had to move his mitt at all.
Looking for that outside corner there. It was just off the plate. 1-2, the count to Caleb Moss.
Yeah, great pitch, though, right? 0-2. You want to try to just get off the edge, leaving him to chase. Good eye there by Moss.
One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on here. Bottom half of the first. Grounder to second. Abrahamson gobbles it up. Over to Brathel for the out. 2 up, 2 down for the Huskies. Here's Jack Gorman, the catcher.
Yeah, in conference play, Caleb Moss was hitting .455. But in the conference, here's a guy that's running for that Player of the Year award because he's hitting .529 in the conference. Outstanding season for this senior.
Okay, he has just been on a tear of late. You know, we got to see Ian Bauer of Eau Claire Memorial, another guy that just seems to be hitting everything in these last couple of weeks. Well, Gorman has been doing that for these North Huskies. Takes that one upstairs, 1-0. There's a strike. It's 1-1.
Good slider right there. I think that's the first time he's showing it. So he was definitely saving it for Gorman.
Hudson wearing their navy blue jerseys today with the white caps, the white pants. Huskies in their black jerseys, the Columbia blue numerals and trim with the white pants. That one just missed off the corner. It's 2-1. This is Anderson's MO. He's always around the plate, but he'll mix and match and likes to work the corners. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on. Bottom 1 in a scoreless game. High chopper. It's gloved by Heisler. The throw across gets away. Gorman will hold up at first as that ball caromed in off the fence.
Yeah, I don't think he gets him even with a good throw. Gorman flying down that line, showing his good speed. High hopper like that, we're going to have to score that an infield single because, even like I said, I think even with a good throw, he beats it out.
So Gorman is aboard. Here is Aiden Pankratz, the center fielder. Heck of a play by Heisler over there at third to leap up and glove that one. Knew he had to hurry with Gorman, who runs very well for a catcher. That throw just kind of got away from Heisler.
Well, you said it right. Yeah, he had to rush it. He had to jump up, bring it back down, and get rid of it quick. It's one of those rush throws.
Close play over at first on the pickoff attempt. Yeah, Gorman, an atypical catcher with the way he runs. And Pankratz gets plunked. So the Huskies have runners at first and second with 2 down. And here's Paxton Bush, designated hitter. And with that, Logan Hagman is going to go out and have a chat with his pitcher, Mitchell Anderson. Hagman, as we mentioned, just a sophomore. He's already made 2 veteran moves. After he got his gear on and came out to get the final warm-up touches, what does he do? He introduces himself to the home plate umpire who shakes his hand.
Yeah, any good catcher, you make sure you do that, right? Because you two are working together behind that plate all game. You want to make sure you stay on his good side.
And veteran move number 2, going out and chatting with Mitchell Anderson, who looked really good against the first 2 hitters. Then the infield single and the hit by pitch. And that one is upstairs to Bush.
Yeah, the first 2 hitters, he was hitting every spot he wanted to hit. But since then, he's kind of gotten away from it.
That one missing inside 2-0.
Yeah, I don't know if it was inside or high, but it was close.
That one missing upstairs, 3-0. There's a strike from Anderson, 3-1 now the count on Paxton Bush. Full count now to Bush. With 2 outs, the runners will be in motion. That one misses high, and the bases are loaded. Zach Shipman will come to the plate.
Well, a great opportunity here for the Huskies. You got 2 outs, but you got bases loaded. Here's your chance to make a statement right here in the first inning.
There's a strike on the outside corner to Shipman. Yeah, if you're the Huskies, just the fact that you played this team to a 1-run game on Tuesday and had the lead through most of the middle innings, I think you are feeling pretty good, knowing that you're back at home, although Shipman now on an 0-2 hole. 2 really nice pitches from Anderson, one on the outside corner, that one on the inside. One hops out of the glove of catcher Hagman, but not far enough for Gorman to make a break down the line. 1-2 the count to Shipman.
Tell you what, it almost seems like Anderson's much more comfortable out of the windup. Once Gorman got on, he had to work out of the stretch, and that was the hit by pitch and walk. Well, now he's back into the windup and, again, throwing much better.
Shakes off one sign. He's got the one he wants. Shipman stays alive by getting a piece. One ball, two strikes, two down, bases loaded for the Huskies by Brathel. He'll go to the bag for the out. The Huskies threaten but do not score. One complete here at Carson Park. Scoreless between Eau Claire North and Hudson. Raiders coming to bat when we return on Zaleski Sports.
Welcome to Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant continuing education for myself and my staff, compassion, and dedication. Here at Bruce Orthodontics, we change lives, love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
No matter what your everyday life looks like, Fleet Farm has you covered. At the best prices guaranteed. Auto, pet, bird, farm snacks. Fleet Farm has everything you need, all at the lowest prices. Marshfield Dairy Fest, May 30th and 31st. Check out marshfield.com for all the details. See you in Marshfield for a fun-filled weekend at Dairy Fest. Hudson Raiders will send up 5, 6, 7 in their order. Bennett Brathel, Sam Manch. This is outside there. It's 1-0. You're just joining us in the top of the first. Bruzewitz needed just 5 pitches to set down the Huskies, and that's after hitting a guy. The 3 Raiders go after the first pitch. Ball and 2 strikes, the count to Brathel. Carson Park in great shape. Grass nice and green after some light rain over the last couple days. 2-2 now to Brathel. It's 3:19 down the line in left, 4:05 to straightaway center, 3:02 down the line in right. Popped up, long run, and unable to catch up there is Buckman. Good hustle by the Huskies' first baseman.
Yeah, good effort. As Brathel got sawed off and just kind of looped there in foul territory. Had a long run, laid out, just came up a little short.
Bruzewitz's pitcher will take a little extra time getting back to the mound just to allow his first baseman Buckman to get set. And hard hit ball. Knocked down. Metler gets up, throws. Safe.
Oh, a bang banger at first place. What a play, though, at the shortstop.
Ben Metler doing a heck of a job. Sliding to one knee. Made a strong throw. Boy, that's a bang bang play. I think in the Major League Sparks they would take a look at that one.
They might have, yeah, but Metler doing everything he possibly could. Like you say, went backhand deep in the hole, got up quick, and used that cannon arm there to almost get him at the bag.
Here's Sam Manchester. Yeah, Metler, one of the 8 seniors honored before the game. He's been a fixture in this lineup for a while. Want to know the count to Sam Manchester. So already, Brusewitz has thrown more pitches in the second inning than he did all through the first inning.
Yeah, he threw more pitches to Brathel than he did the whole first inning. Brathel did a good job of battling and finally getting that infield single.
2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out, and a runner on. Brusewitz missing upstairs. It's 3-1.
Yeah, good job there by Manchester, that junior left fielder, laying off that high fastball. Now he's ahead in the count, 3-1.
Foul back to the screen. Doesn't quite get up to us here in the press box. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Huskies looking for that double play grounder. 3-2 pitch. Manchester sends that one over our heads and over the press box. Check swing. Called a strike. That one catching the outside corner. First strikeout recorded by Mason Brusewitz.
Yeah, it was such a subtle strike 3 call. I almost wonder if he called it on that check swing even.
Silas Heisler comes to the plate. Either way, there's no complaining from Manchester or no barking coming out of that Hudson dugout. There's a strike on the corner. Very little wind today. That one driven to left center. Bean long run, but it's the center fielder Aiden Pankratz making a great catch just short of the fence.
Well, you said it. Pankratz going all the way from center field to left center, about 2 steps from the warning track and bringing it down. Showing great range right there.
Here's Spencer Bullis, the DH for the Raiders. Yeah, with no wind and a really nice dry day. Ball carrying better already than it did in Tuesday's game when we had Chippewa Falls versus Eau Claire Memorial. That one, we had some rain in the latter innings and a pretty significant wind blowing in and a temp about mid-50s. So you're a hitter. You like today's conditions much better. 0-2 now, the count on Bullis. Bullis going opposite field. Played in a hop by Levante Bean out there in left.
Real nice job by Spencer Bullis, just going the other way with that outside fastball. Put a real nice swing on that one. Now gets the Raiders in scoring position and a chance here with 2 outs.
Here's the number 9 hitter, Hunter Oswald, the right fielder. Oswald, one of the seniors on this Raiders roster. He'll take up high from Brusewitz. Good pitch from Brusewitz. Oswald was over the top.
Yeah, Hunter Oswald, the right fielder, he's actually done a really nice job in the 9-hole. He's hitting .349 on the season. You'd love to have that down the bottom of the order.
Came up empty that time, 1-2. Brusewitz and the Huskies 1 strike away from getting out of this. Swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts for Brusewitz in the inning. He leaves 2 runners stranded. Eau Claire North will come to bat. Bottom 2 when we return. You're watching Big Rivers Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
Hi, I'm Josh Marks, owner of Infinity Exteriors. 9 out of 10 brand new roofs can't pass a simple manufacturer warranty inspection, meaning 9 out of 10 brand new roofs have no warranty. Infinity operates on principles instilled in my Marine Corps service: honor, courage, and commitment. Infinity is meticulous craftsmanship, unbeatable quality, and always at the best price. Infinity buys more, pays less, passing those savings directly to you. We're booking new roofs, siding, and windows. Call today.
The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
Whether you are buying or selling, turn to the Jesperson Group at C21 Affiliated. They have a pulse on the local real estate market, and they can help you with both existing homes and new builds, and they can assist you through each step of the process. Making the home buying and selling process simple, not stressful, that is what you get with Jesperson Group at C21 Affiliated. Keep your home and valuables safe with SOS Security in Eau Claire. Protect against intruders, fires, water, and more for every room, every door, and every window. Place your trust in SOS Security. Scoreless ball game here at Carson Park. Eau Claire North coming to bat, bottom 2. They will send up 7, 8, 9 in their batting order. Cameron Buckman, Ben Metler, Aaron Gust against the right-hander Mitchell Anderson, who was able to work out of a bases-loaded jam in the bottom half of the first. North loaded him up after the first 2 outs were recorded. So Buckman, another lefty hitter in this North order, will step in against Anderson. Want to know the count to Buckman. He hits it down the line, but foul. Count 1-1 on Bookman, and we've got a little activity in the North bullpen. It's going to be the lefty Paxton Bush warming up out there. Coaches said maybe about 45 pitches for Brusewitz.
Yeah, again, they got to turn on a play on Tuesday, so they'll try to keep him down under control, make sure he can bounce back if they need him on Tuesday. That's the difference. When you're the Raiders, you got to bye on Tuesday. The 1 and 2 seed don't have to play that first night, and they get to wait until Thursday. So all arms on deck tonight.
2 balls, 2 strikes, the count to Cameron Bookman. Anderson's pitch breaks across, strike 3 called.
That's the first strikeout tonight for Anderson.
Throws Brookman on that one. It's a nice curveball that broke over inside corner of the plate. Here's Ben Metler, the shortstop. Metler takes low, 1-0. Well, to your point too, Spargs, by starting Brusewitz and he gets his work, so then he's ready. He normally has been a reliever all this season.
Yeah, it really becomes a bullpen type game. You know, we always see that in the MLB. They'll talk about this is a bullpen game where guys are only going 1 or 2 innings, but you get a lot of guys up and just get them all sighted in.
Hard hit ball up the middle. Matazinski ranges over, makes the grab, and a strong throw for the out.
Real nice stretch by Brothwell over there at first base, too.
Boy, off the bat, that looked like that was going straight up the middle, but Matazinski was shading that way and reached out, made the glove, spun and threw, and as you said, Brathel with that nice stretch over there. So here's Aaron Gust batting with 2 down, bottom of 2.
Well, and I thought it was Mettler's speed that he had a chance to beat that out, but once he grabbed it and wheeled and throw, he made such a strong throw. He got him by a good step.
Gust, first pitch swinging, skies one on the infield. Abrahamson under it, makes the one-handed grab. 2 complete here at Carson Park. We are still scoreless between Hudson and Eau Claire North. You're watching Big Rivers Conference baseball on Zaleski Sports.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
At Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, whether you are a professional athlete, weekend warrior, or simply have an aching joint, rest assured that you will receive unsurpassed care delivered with compassion and respect. When you need it most, visit the sports medical experts at Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Hudson Raiders will send up the top of their order. Steel homie Sam Abrahamson, Logan Hagman against Mason Bruzewitz, who remains on the mound. But Sparks, you and I were talking off air, and we figure this is probably going to be the last inning for Bruzewitz.
Yeah, again, he had real easy first inning through 5 pitches. He had to work pretty hard there that second inning, so he threw a lot more pitches. And again, they want to keep him under wraps a little bit, don't want him to overextend so he can bounce back if they need him on Tuesday.
Homie takes a ball here. I'll be interested to see the plate approach for these top 4 Hudson hitters. Homie goes after pitch number 2, sends it to center. Pankratz taking a couple steps back, makes the catch.
Yeah, I like where you were going with that, Brado. You would have thought second time around maybe they'd be a little bit more patient, see some pitches, but Homie swinging on that second one.
Here's Sam Abrahamson. He flew out to right. Homie a couple of F8s so far.
Little breaking ball right there from Bruzewitz to get ahead.
High in the air to left center. Pankratz. And at the last second, it's Levante Bean taking the call and making the catch. Abrahamson hit it well, got under it just a bit. 2 down here in the Hudson, half of inning number 3.
Tell you what, you get one in the air out there to the left side of that outfield. I mean, Pankratz and Bean can absolutely fly. They just track stuff down in the gaps.
Here's Logan Hagman, reached via hit by pitch. He goes after the first pitch. Skied in the air, Aaron Gust calling for it. Aaron Gust makes the catch. Another quick inning for Bruzewitz and the Huskies. North coming to bat, bottom 3 when we return. You're watching Big Rivers Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
We're back with Better Halves. Jane is looking for a better health plan. Jane?
I need someone who'll make time for me. So, how would you two get to know me?
You want time? I'll keep you on hold all night long.
He sounds gross.
Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I won't treat you like a number. I've got award-winning service and coverage made just for you.
Now that's better. Next up, networks.
HS Fence specializes in chain link, vinyl, wood, and ornamental fencing. They have been providing commercial and residential fencing to the people of Wisconsin for the past 18 years. Contact them today in Fall Creek or at hsfencewi.com. To cover your church, call the Dahlman Insurance Agency for a coverage analysis. Dahlman Insurance covers churches in Wisconsin with Hastings Insurance Company. Online at dahlmaninsurance.com. Dahlman Insurance, come for the rates, stay for the service. Bottom of the third, and the Huskies will go back to the top of their order. It'll be Levante Bean, Caleb Moss, Jack Gorman against the right-hander Mitchell Anderson. Bean 0 for 1, he fouled out to third baseman Silas Heisler. Now in the North bullpen, we have a right-hander warming up. It's Aaron Gust getting some throws in. And the third baseman Heisler is playing up. He's in on that cutout on the third base side. Bean takes a ball inside.
Yeah, basically around that Hudson infield, they're all playing up closer than they usually do. I think probably the exception to that would be the shortstop Matazinski, because he's got a good arm.
Hard hit ball, but foul. The bullpen catcher making a nice grab out there.
Doing his job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Protect him.
That was hit well by Bean. Count is 1-1.
And again, that's Bean's game. He's got to get the ball down. He doesn't want to be popping it up or getting it in the air. He wants it line drives or on the ground so he can use his wheels.
Here's the 1-1 pitch from Anderson. Bean pops that one up. Shortstop Matazinski makes the catch. One down here in the third. Here's Caleb Moss, who bounced out 4-3 in the first inning.
Right fielder, Caleb Moss.
Moss pops it up. Long run. Heisler, the third baseman, makes the over-the-shoulder grab.
Yeah, well played by Heisler right there. That's not easy. Like you said, over his shoulder, going away from home plate like that. Did an excellent job of turning his body, getting in position. Matazinski was too far for him to help out, so good catch there.
So here's Jack Gorman, who's got the Huskies' lone hit. That came in inning number 1. Gorman fouls that one off. First baseman Brathel giving it a look. Bouncing ball to short. Matazinski the scoop and the throw, and the Huskies go down 1-2-3. 3 complete here at Carson Park. Still scoreless between Hudson and Eau Claire North. You're watching Big Rivers Conference Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah.
I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Mutual of Wausau Insurance, protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. Visit mutualofwausau.com to find an agent near you. Security Financial Bank, SFB, whether you are starting a business, buying your first home, or saving for college, SFB has the bankers who believe in you. Learn more today at sfbank.com, member FDIC. Hudson Raiders will send up 4, 5, 6 in their batting order. Jace Matazinski, Bennett Brathel, Sam Manchester against Mason Bruzewitz, who's on for his 4th inning of work. Coaches from North telling us beforehand that they wanted him to get about 45 pitches or thereabouts, but he worked very efficiently in both the first and the third. First pitch swinging is Matazinski. Shipman's throw not in time.
Wow, Shipman took his time on that one. Good wheels out of Matazinski. He beat that by about a step and a half.
Yeah, it was a high chopper that Shipman settled under. I'm not sure if he was just trying to get the ball out of his glove and get a good grip. Made a good throw, but Matazinski runs exceptionally well. Ruled a hit, second hit of the game for the Raiders, and here is Bennett Brathel.
Yeah, that's actually their third hit.
That's I was going to.
Yeah,
I'm just looking at my.
Yeah,
they haven't put that up, so I wonder if the discussion is over there. But
and there it is. Yep, they scored a hit also.
So Matazinski at first base, Brathel at the plate. Brathel singled in that second inning, and he singles here in the fourth. So back-to-back singles for the Raiders.
Yeah, the Raiders have got something going here now on the top of the fourth. 2 on and nobody out.
Sam Manchester now coming to the plate.
I would not be surprised if he doesn't put one down here. A little bunt, third base side.
First baseman Cameron Buckman is up on the grass. Third baseman Shipman up a few steps, basically even with the bag.
Well, no show there. He may give Manchester a swing first.
Manchester hack in there, count as 1-1.
No signs at all from Coach Blagan of the Raiders.
Yeah, he's keeping an eye at Matazinski over there at second with shortstop Ben Metler trying to sneak in behind him. Count now 2-1 to Manchester.
Yeah, he's just going to let Manchester hack away.
Buckman, the first baseman, calling for it, makes the grab.
Big out right there for Bruzewitz.
Buckman's made a couple nice catches in foul territory. But he does a really nice job. He'll locate the ball, then he'll get a sense of where he is on the field, make sure he's not, about to crash into a fence or a dugout or what have you. Here's Silas Heisler, 0 for 1. He flew out to center field. Good block by Gorman, but Matazinski, as soon as that pitch was in the dirt, took off, and with his speed, he cruised into third, although he did a little head-first slide just to get the uniform dirty.
No, you said it, though. He had that extended lead, right? That secondary lead was way out there, and as soon as he saw that pitch going down, that downward flight into the dirt, he just took off. Great read by him.
So runners at the corners for the Raiders. Bouncing ball, Shipman. Makes the throw across. It's in time. 2 down. Spencer Bullis coming to the plate. He's got one of the 3 Hudson hits.
Better job by Shipman that time, getting his feet underneath him, getting rid of it quick. Right on the money for that second out.
On the play, Brathel moves down to second. So a couple RBIs out there for Bullis, who has one of the 3 hits. Takes one low.
Well, I'll be honest. I think Matazinski had a chance to score on that one. It was a high hopper again that Shipman had to wait for with Matazinski's speed. I bet you he doesn't even bother throwing home. He just gets the out. He had a chance to score on that one.
Here's a strike. It's 1-1. And I'm wondering, too, Spargs, I mean, you look at Coach Blagan over there in the third base coaching box, not even giving signs. But if this were a tournament game, yeah, I'm thinking there would be some bunting, some moving guys around. But as much as they want to, a great job by Gorman, keep that one from going to the backstop.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know what? This is kind of one of those games where it's like, let's let our guys swing. Let's get their at-bats. Let's see if they can't get a hot swing in the bat today. Like you said, we're not playing really for anything. We've already got the number 1 seed. We're already conference champs. So let's see if our guys can get the bats going and start hammering the ball and get ready for the postseason.
Bullis trying to go opposite field, and that one out of play. Yeah, they would love to win the title outright, which they will with the win today. But I think they've got other goals.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for both of these teams, just you want to play clean. You want to have everybody just feeling really good and confident going into that postseason next week. Line to the shortstop, Metler, who makes the grab. The Raiders threaten but do not score in their half of the fourth. Huskies coming up bottom 4 when we return. You're watching Big Rivers Conference Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauernfeind Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then, they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
Just like these players bring their best to the field, Ridgetop Exteriors brings top-tier performance to your home. From roofing projects to siding, windows, and doors, Ridgetop Exteriors has the winning strategy to protect your home. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com and score big with trusted, local, affordable service. Eau Claire North will send up 4, 5, 6 in the batting order. Aiden Pankratz, Paxton Bush, Zach Shipman, the scheduled hitters against Mitchell Anderson. The Sun is making a definite appearance here at Carson Park.
Well, Anderson got out of trouble in that first inning with bases loaded, but no runs allowed. Since then, he's gone 6 up, 6 down.
So here's Pankratz, who reached in the first inning when he was hit by a pitch. Huskies loaded him up with 2 outs, but couldn't get the big hit after that. With the sun coming out, it means especially those guys on the right side of the field, the fielders will have to get those sunglasses out. You get by without them when this game started. Right now, though, I think you want that. You want the sunglasses.
Yeah, that's the thing. Anytime you're on that right side, you've got to at least have them with you. You can always put them on top of your hat or tuck them away or something. But, yeah, you definitely want to make sure you got them with you.
Brathel at first, Abrahamson at second. Along with the right fielder Oswald. They all have the sunglasses on. No balls, 2 strikes to Pankratz. Breaking ball, strike 3 called.
Yeah, Anderson's got an exceptional slider. You can just see a very sharp late break to that thing, and caught him looking again right there.
Second strikeout recorded by Anderson. He's set down 8 in a row ever since the Huskies loaded him up in the first. Here's Paxton Bush, who reached via a walk. And the point you made earlier, Sparks, I think is a good one. Anderson looks so comfortable pitching out of the windup.
Yeah, the Huskies are going to have to work, try to get somebody on and see if maybe that's his kryptonite. You know, maybe he's just not as fluid out of the stretch, but until they put him back in there, we don't know.
Just 1 hit for the Huskies. That was Jack Gorman back in the first. The hit by pitch to Pankratz, the walk to Bush. And those have been the only 3 base runners for the Huskies so far.
Good backdoor slider right there. Started off the plate, bring it back, catch the outside corner.
Now, when missing outside 1 and 2. On Tuesday, the Hudson Raiders started Mark Sousa on the mound, the lanky sophomore. We saw him earlier in the season pitching against Eau Claire Memorial. Boy, he's another talented young guy in this Raiders roster. But this is a pretty nice 1-2 punch on the mound for the Raiders.
Yeah, and Sousa was just a sophomore, so they'll have him back for next year.
Yeah, a lot of guys that do double duty. Bennett Brathel, the first baseman, we saw him come in and pick up a save last time the Huskies were here at, the Raiders were here at Carson Park, taking on the Memorial Old Abes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Popped up. Second baseman Abrahamson makes the grab. Paxton Bush is retired. 2 down, and here is Zach Shipman. Shipman bounced out to the first baseman Brathwell to end the first. No score as we play in the bottom of the 4th. It's been a well-played game so far. Pitching has been good. And great pitch from Anderson.
You know, it's been interesting. We've just had a ton of fly ball or pop-ups, it seems like. You know, a lot of infield flies and easy plays for the defense to make.
One straight back. It's ball and 2 strikes now to Shipman.
Challenged him with that fastball right there. Shipman fouls it straight back. We'll see if he wants to counter it. See if he goes with that backdoor slider again.
Base is empty. 2 down here in the bottom half of the 4th. 1-2 pitch coming from Anderson. Bouncing ball. Matazinski plays the big hop. Low throw. And Shipman is aboard.
Yeah, Bratha unable to scoop that out. It was one of those short hops. Usually you can get that one dug out, but unable to, so the Huskies will take advantage of that error.
Shipman runs well, and it appeared that Matazinski kind of rushed that throw over there. He's got a strong arm. Threw it in the dirt. Here's Cameron Buckman, who struck out looking in the second. I was just going to say, we'll see if the Huskies have something going here with Shipman, who's got good wheels at first base. Try to get him down into scoring position. Buckman takes low for a ball, 1-0. Good lead for Shipman, and Anderson will throw over.
Yeah, two school of thoughts here now with Shipman on first base. One is it takes 2 hits to score him if he isn't going to try to steal.
Not going that time. Buckman checks his swing, didn't go around.
And the second thought is if you send him and he gets thrown out, that means you're still back to 3 guys before you get to the top of the order. So sometimes you just want them to stay put, get that bottom of the order through so you get to the top a little quicker.
Two-0 pitch. Buckman takes that one upstairs, 3-0. Again, for whatever reason, Anderson's control looks phenomenal throwing from the windup, not quite as good throwing out of the stretch. Count now 3-1 to Buckman.
Yeah, he retired 9 in a row.
Close play. Shipman able to dive in.
Yeah, he tried 9 in a row, and then all of a sudden that error there by the shortstop makes him come out of the stretch again. And we talked about it before. Maybe that's the thing that he'll struggle a little bit today.
Runner goes.
But it's ball 4. It is ball 4. They're running off. He's got to come take the base. Yep. So they're both going to take
Everyone's
extra bases.
going to move up.
Good job by Coach Fish. They're telling his guy at second to get going. So they moved up bases because Hudson was running in, not realizing it was ball 4.
How about that?
Yeah. They got to pay, Raiders again, got to pay attention to what the call is behind the plate. And it was clearly outside for ball 4. And yes, the throw got him at second base, but it was already a situation where ball 4 was there. He was going to be safe at second because of the walk.
Yeah, so after that, Raiders are leaving the field. That ball is still a live ball. And good heads up by the Huskies. So now Shipman stands at third. Buckman down at second. Here's Ben Mentler, who bounced out to short.
Yeah, Coach Fish was just waving at Shipman. Yep, come on over, come on over. Nobody's here. They're all leaving the field. And both runners took advantage of it.
Oh, 1 pitch. This is outside, 1-1 to Ben Mentler.
Anderson showing a little emotion on the mound now. Not really happy with what transpired right there.
There's a strike right on the corner, 1-2. Anderson worked out of a bases loaded jam with 2 outs in the first. Now he's looking at second and third, 2 down here in the fourth.
And he gets to come out of the windup because with guys on second and third, so he's back in his comfort zone.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to Ben Mentler. Line drive, base hit. Shipman scores. Buckman scores. Huskies grab a 2-0 lead.
How about Ben Mentler? Clutch hit right there. 2 out, that's what you got to have.
Eau Claire North picking up a pair of runs here in the 4th to grab the lead. Again, Hagman, the catcher, going out to talk with Mitchell Anderson, his pitcher.
Yeah, Anderson actually called him out to talk to him. Not sure what that's all about.
Again, Sparks, and we're a long way from being done with this game, but I think this is indicative of what we were talking about in the pregame. You know, looking at this upcoming sectional tournament and how many capable teams there are. You know, Hudson, a very deserving 1 seed. Could say the same for DC Everest as the 2, but by no means are they a lock. Aaron Gust to right center, and what a catch by Steele Homey.
Saves a run.
Put an asterisk by that, because that could have scored another run. The Huskies do pick up a pair, and after 4 complete, they lead the Raiders by a score of 2-0. You're watching Big Rivers Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
ZaleskiSports.com has leveled up. Go to ZaleskiSports.com and choose your favorite schools for easy navigation. From the homepage, choose your school to see team records, upcoming schedules, and past results. Use the video icon to launch the next broadcast. Use the arrow icon to watch any previous broadcast. See the full weekly schedule too. Level up at ZaleskiSports.com.
Welcome to Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant continuing education for myself and my staff, compassion, and dedication. Here at Bruce Orthodontics, we change lives one smile at a time. I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
Yeah, I don't think it's testing right here.
Mancino's Grinders and Pizza has been a family tradition for more than 30 years for the best sandwich in town. Grab a grinder at Mancino's, conveniently located just off of Business Highway 53 and Claremont Avenue in Eau Claire. Mancino's Grinders and Pizza, locally owned and operated. Mason Bruzowitz's day is done on the mound. Huskies will turn to Aaron Gust, who moves in from second base. Cashton Canes, the junior, now playing at second for Eau Claire North. Aaron Gust will face 9-1-2 in the Raiders' order. This is Hunter Oswald. Gus starts him out with a ball. Oswald 0 for 1, struck out to end the second.
Gus is one of those senior pitchers that they'll definitely need here in the postseason, and that's why they're giving him some innings now.
Trying to catch that inside corner, but just a little too far off the plate. It's 2-1.
Real nice job today by Bruzowitz as he went 4 innings, just allowed the 4 hits and no runs.
Gus delivers outside, 3-1. Yeah, Gus was doing some throwing earlier in the game, but didn't have a whole lot of time to get stretched out here. That one down the line and foul by inches. Home plate umpire was able to get out from behind the plate and get a good look at that one. 3 balls, 2 strikes now to Oswald. Popped up. Gorman, the catcher, going over. Jack Gorman makes the grab.
Again, another infield pop-up. Well handled by Gorman.
He had a beat on that right away. It was not an easy play, but he took care of it. Back to the top of the order and steal Homey. Homey 0 for 2. But he saved a run last half inning with a diving catch out there in center field. Bouncing ball to second. Cashton Canes able to get the 4-3 put out.
And I go back and I was talking about how many infield pops up. Between these two teams, they've had 10 infield pop-ups this game.
Here's Sam Abrahamson 0 for 2. Abrahamson 2 fly ball outs. But yeah, good pitching has been on display here today, and there's a strike delivered by Gust.
Couple of good breaking pitches right there. Gets him ahead 0-2.
Gust a fast worker. He operates out of the stretch. He's one of those guys, he throws from several different arm angles. This ball's got a lot of movement, not overpowering in terms of velocity. Gus knocks it down, throws, not in time. Good job by Buckman to scoop that one and keep it from going out of play, but it's an infield hit for Sam Abrahamson.
Yeah, tough play when you're on the mound there. He had to backpedal and come down the hill of the mound. Had it in the mitt, and then once it popped out, he didn't have a chance to get him.
Here's Logan Hagman, 0 for 1. He had one of those infield pop-ups in the third. Was hit by a pitch in the first.
Hagman's one of those guys that could tie this up with one swing.
And we have seen the ball carry today. Very little wind to speak of. And what there is blowing out. Runner goes. Hagman swings, skies it in the air. Pankratz, the center fielder, coming on and makes the catch. Raiders retired in their half of the fifth. Huskies coming to bat. You're watching Big Rivers Conference Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Hi, I'm Josh Marks, owner of Infinity Exteriors. 9 out of 10 brand new roofs can't pass a simple manufacturer warranty inspection, meaning 9 out of 10 brand new roofs have no warranty. Infinity operates on principles instilled in my Marine Corps service: honor, courage, and commitment. Infinity is meticulous craftsmanship, unbeatable quality, and always at the best price. Infinity buys more, pays less, passing those savings directly to you. We're booking new roofs, siding, and windows. Call today.
Bruce Orthodontics provides comprehensive orthodontic care for patients of all ages. They are now accepting new patients at their Marshfield office, and they take most insurances. At Bruce Orthodontics, they are changing lives one smile at a time. Set up a free consultation today. Eau Claire North Huskies will send up the top of their order here in the bottom of the fifth. Levante Bean, Caleb Moss, and Jack Gorman against the righty Mitchell Anderson, who remains on the mound for the Raiders, giving up just the 2 hits. But it was one big hit coming off the bat of Ben Metler last inning that drove in a pair, and that's the difference in the ball game so far.
Well, it's that classic situation where you got 2 out, nobody on, and all of a sudden there's an error, and it just creates that extra out, and the Huskies took advantage.
Yeah, error, a walk, And then on that walk, the runners were in motion. Hudson thought they had the runner thrown out at second. Problem was for them that the pitch was ruled ball 4. They were heading off the field and tossed the ball back toward the mound, and were coming off the field, and it was still a live ball. And then Mettler delivered with the base hit. 0-1 the count to Levante Bean. It's a strike delivered by Anderson, 0-2. The count on Bean. Bean 0 for 2, fouled out to the third baseman. Then hit an infield pop-up, gloved by the shortstop. Bouncing ball, it's going to be a tough play. Heisler throws, safe. Levante Bean beats it out.
That's his game right there. We talked about his first 2 at-bats, how he popped those up. He just cannot do that now with his wheels. That time he just pounded it into the ground, just a routine ground ball towards third. And his speed, he beat it out for an infield single.
Here's Caleb Moss, who's 0 for 2. Bean now 1 for 3. Huskies looking for some insurance. Quick throw by Anderson, and Bean had to dive back in. Third baseman Heisler playing up. Expecting Moss to try to drop one down here. Moss squares, puts down the bunt. Glove by Heisler. The throw gets away. And Bean will advance to third.
Well, great bunt right there by Moss. That's exactly what he had to do. Lay down that third base side, put the pressure on him. And the Raiders throw it away. And now they got first and third and nobody out.
Second error, I should say, committed by the Raiders today. That'll bring up Jack Gorman, leading hitter in this Huskies lineup. Good opportunity for North to add to its lead.
Yeah, one of the best hitters in the Big Rivers Conference, hands down. It's exactly the person the Huskies want up in this situation.
Gorman ground ball left side. That's going to get to Matazinski. He fumbles, throws, safe at the plate. And the runners will move up. Levante Bean scores. Huskies now lead at 3-0. Moss moves to third. Gorman to second.
Yeah, I don't mind the idea, right? A slow roller in a hole. He had a chance to go home with it, but once he fumbled it a little bit and lost control, it was too late, and then he just kind of forced that throw and threw it away again. Raiders struggling defensively here.
Get to see what that one's ruled. And I agree with you, Sparks. The way that Matazinski's momentum was carrying him toward that third base line on that little chopper by Gorman. Yeah, it was the right play, but yeah, he just kind of couldn't get a good grip on it, double clutched, threw wild. Now here's Aiden Pankratz. Huskies have a chance to add to their 3-0 lead.
Yeah, and because of that, the Raiders are playing in to cut the run down at home.
Still nobody out. Good pitch from Anderson. Late breaking slider that Pankratz couldn't hold up on. Another nice pitch, 0-2. And again with second and third, Anderson can pitch out of the windup. Good check swing that time by Pankratz. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hard hit ball down the line and fair. Moss scores. Here comes Gorman. Pankratz knocks it a pair with a double.
Well, the senior coming through to where they wanted to be in the order. You had Gorman and then Pankratz. And just like that, they balloon it open to 5-0.
Here's Paxton Bush. Still nobody out. A single, 2 errors, and then a double. That one skips away from the catcher, Hagman.
Yeah, now you add the wild pitch. Gets him at third with still nobody out.
Pankratz moves up to third.
And again, the infield will have to come in to try to cut down this run.
And we're going to get some activity in the Hudson Raiders bullpen.
Yeah, I figured that was coming. I'm surprised it kind of took this long. He's getting a little high in that pitch count now.
Miles Howe, the right-handers, going to start warming up. 1-0 to Paxton Bush. Two in this fourth for the Huskies, 3 here in the fifth. Chance to tack on some more. Another nice wrinkle thrown up there by Mitchell Anderson.
Yeah, a little change of speed that time for a change.
Good block behind the plate by Hagman. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Paxton Bush. 0 for 1 officially is Bush. Walk and a pop-up. Two balls, 2 strikes. Again, the Raiders playing the infield up. Bush up there battling. Breaking ball misses upstairs, and it's 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, real nice job here by Paxton Bush. Working the count, fouling stuff off.
And the battle continues.
Well, the more you see, the more that swings, that favors the hitter, I'll tell you.
Misses outside with the fastball. Bush aboard via the walk. Got runners at the corners, still nobody out. Stepping up is Zach Shipman. Shipman reached on an error in the fourth, came around to score on that Ben Mentler double that brought home a pair. Shipman 0 for 2 officially.
Little safety squeeze here probably with Shipman right there.
Yeah, and you got to look at the strategy, Sparks, and Hudson with 3 errors already. You know, you're forcing them to make plays and make tough plays.
Yeah, you keep applying the pressure, right? If he gets that down. Really wants to get that down that first base line. But now he's behind 0-2.
It was a good pitch by Anderson, you know, with the guy scoring. You bust him inside. Kind of a defensive bunt attempt. Shipman takes outside, 1-2.
Gotta believe this will be Anderson's last batter.
Bouncing ball, base hit.
Oh, what a great piece of hitting there by Shipman. He just stayed back on that slider, drove it through the 5.5 hole on the other side. Great piece of hitting right there.
Aiden Pankrat scores. Paxton Bush moves to second. No move to the pin just yet. Still nobody out. It's a 6-0 lead for the Huskies. Here's Cameron Buckman, who walked and scored his last at-bat. Buckman 0 for 1. The strikeout in the second.
And again, the Huskies are looking to bunt to move people up. Buckman's going to try to get one down here to go second and third and just one out.
To another count to Buckman.
Well, now it's 2-0. He may give him the green light. See if he can hammer one.
The middle infielders playing at medium depth, looking for a ground ball and a chance to turn two. 2-1 now, the count to Buckman.
See if Coach Fish goes back to that bunt here.
That one gets to the backstop. Runners will move up. Bush now at third, Shipman at second. And a good hitter's count for Buckman, 3-1.
Yeah, you bet. He's got to be sitting dead red here, something he can really handle, do some damage with. He's looking for a sac fly or just drive it hard through the infield because, again, the infield will have to play up.
Buckman, high in the air to right center. Oswald, the right fielder, makes the catch, but more than deep enough to score Paxton Bush.
Yeah, Buckman exactly what he had to do. 3-1 pitch, find something to do with it, and he did. Hit a deep fly ball to right. That scores the runner from third, and it moves up Shipman from second to third.
So first out here in the fifth. It is 7-0 Huskies. Putting up a crooked number here in the fifth inning. Here's Ben Metler, who had that 2 RBI single to get the Huskies on the board, fourth inning. And the infield is up for the Raiders.
Metler with a good hack on that fastball.
That one misses high. It's 1-1 to Ben Metler. Two balls, one strike.
You just got to believe fatigue's a factor here. He's way up on his pitch count here in the bottom of the fifth. Got extended a little bit in the fourth, but here he's had to throw a ton of pitches.
Bullpen session is done for the Raiders.
Yeah, it looks like he's ready.
Three balls, one strike to Ben Metler. Count now full to the Huskies' senior shortstop. That one off the plate, and it's a walk.
And that'll do it.
Huskies have runners at the corners. 5 runs already across this inning, 1 down. Coach Brent Blagan going out and making that walk. And, boy, you look at how well Anderson threw over the first 3 innings.
Yeah, 3.5 innings, really, because he got those first 2 outs there in the 4th, and then that error opened up that opportunity to score 2 for the Huskies. But, boy, this 5th inning has been all damaged by the Huskies putting into play. Errors have been a big factor for the Raiders. They've just kicked it around. The Huskies have made them pay for it.
He had retired 9 in a row. Anderson starting in the first and going to the first 2 guys in the 4th. But then an error and then a walk and then the 2 RBI single. And you're right. And again, this is something we talked about, with Hudson. Very deserving 1 seed. Tons of talent. But prone to game. It's almost inexplicable sometimes when you see the talent that they put on the field. And I'm sure it's something that Coach Blagan and his staff has been scratching their heads about where this happens. And it kind of spirals sometime too.
Yeah, I think that's the key, right? 1 leads into 2, 2 leads into 3. Instead of all right, there's the 1 error. Somebody make a play, let's get out of here. And that's just kind of what's happened out the last couple innings. All those plays they're used to making, they're just throwing them away or kicking them and making poor decisions. And, boy, for a 1 seed, that's not what you want coming into the postseason. You want them to play a lot sharper defensively, and they just haven't yet.
And the other part of it, from the Hudson perspective, they won't play for another week.
Yeah, they have to sit on this. Yeah.
So they're gonna have to sit on it, stew on it. My guess is that the coaches are gonna try to do as much as they can to replicate some game situations, and try to get this out of their system.
Of course, we might be getting ahead of ourselves. We've seen it before, where a team's got a couple more outs to go, and they've rallied.
There's that.
It is 7-0.
There is that.
Bottom of the 5th, so Hudson's got a couple more bats. And the biggest thing for them would be try to regain some momentum, put some runs on the board, maybe put a little pressure on the Huskies and turn that around a little bit.
They will have 2 more at-bats, assuming this goes 7. It is 7-0, and with 1 out, Huskies have runners at the corners. So this game could go one of any number of ways.
As crazy as that sounds, you're right.
Which is the last thing we thought we might get
absolutely.
in a game like today. But
you got the 9-hole hitter here, and then it's top of the order for the Huskies again.
Aaron Gust, 0 for 2, comes to bat. Zach Shipman, the runner, at third. Ben Metler's over at first. Both those guys run well. Miles Howe, the pitcher, starts Gust off with a pitch inside, 1-0.
Howe's a junior for the Raiders. Raiders bullpen stays active. It's going double-barreled right now. They got a lefty and a righty throwing.
One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners at the corners. That one upstairs. It's 2-1. Gus takes inside. 3 balls, 1 strike. The hack by Gust. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Good pitch there by Howe, though. Got it inside on the hands.
Another good hack from Gust. Gust bouncing ball, gloved by Heisler. They'll come home. And out recorded at the plate.
Real nice play by Heisler over third base there. Snagged it, got his body turned to make that good throw, and he put it right on the mark.
So Gus reaches on the fielder's choice. Back to the top of the order, and Levante Bean, who got this all started with an infield hit. Landon Connect will run for the pitcher, Aaron Gust. Ben Metler now moves it to second base. Levante Bean will take a ball. Huskies batting around here in the fifth. Being the 10th batter to come up for the Huskies. Hard hit ball, base hit. They're going to send Ben Metler.
He'll score easily.
RBI single, Levante Bean. Landon Connect, the courtesy runner, moves down to second base. Bean now 2 for 4 with the run batted in. 8-0 Huskies. And Bean, the guy at first, the potential winning run here for the Huskies.
Well, I'll tell you what, if Moss can hit a gapper here, I'd love to see Bean take off and watch him run. He could score from first.
And Moss gets hit. So that'll load him up for Jack Gorman.
Yeah, and where's your winning run? Now on second base.
Yeah, Bean runs extremely well. So we'll see how the Raiders play it. Well, with 2 outs, they can play back. But you've got to be aware of Bean's speed.
Yeah, base knocked by Gorman here. Anything out to the outfield, and they should be able to walk it off.
Hard hit ball, and it's gloved by the second baseman, Abrahamson. Gorman trying to go opposite field. He is retired, but the Huskies put up 6 runs, and after 5, they lead the Raiders 8-0. You're watching Big Rivers Conference Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
The biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in Wisconsin high school sports broadcasting are now in the same place. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today for easy viewing of your favorite high school sports. Find games by season, sport, or school, then sit back and enjoy. Download the Zaleski Sports app on Roku today.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Eau Claire North Huskies, 2 runs in the 4th, 6 in the 5th. And they've got an 8-0 lead over the Hudson Raiders, who will send up 4, 5, 6 in their batting order. Jace Matazinski, Bennett Brathel, Sam Manchester against Aaron Gust, the second pitcher to work for North today. Mason Bruzewitz got the start and pitched a very efficient first 4 innings. Gust gave up a single in the 5th, but retired the dangerous Logan Hagman for the 3rd out. Jace Matazinski 1 for 2, single in the 4th. Adazinski on a rope to left, and Levante Bean makes the catch.
It's kind of one of those days for the Raiders. Just smoked that one, and it ends up right at the left fielder.
So line drive out. And here's Bennett Brathwaite, 2 for 2. Singles in the second and in the fourth. And you know the drill for Gus. Work fast, throw strikes.
Yeah, absolutely. Even there, one just gets absolutely tattooed, but it's right at a fielder, and we get the out.
That one misses outside. It's 1-1 to Brathwaite. If the Raiders, you're just going to try to string some at-bats together. I mean, they're certainly capable, the offense that they have, they're certainly capable of putting up some crooked numbers of their own. Two balls, 2 strikes, the count to Brathwaite. Liner to right. Caleb Moss makes the grab.
Yeah, back-to-back line drives, but the Huskies were just standing right there for the catch.
2 outs. Sam Manchester will step to the plate. Manchester 0 for 2. Yes, you have days like that, Sparks. There are just some days in baseball you can hit the ball right on the nose and it winds up in a glove, and it's been the case for Hudson here in the 6th. A couple of well-hit balls, but right at fielders. To left, long run, Levante Bean near the line makes the catch. Raiders retired in order in their half of the 6th. Huskies coming to bat. When we return, we're watching Big Rivers Conference baseball on Zaleski Sports.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
We move to the bottom of the 6th inning here at Carson Park in Eau Claire. The Eau Claire North Huskies, who got walked off by the Raiders on Tuesday in a 4-3 ball game, turned the tables today. They lead at 8-0. And a new pitcher for the Raiders, it's the lefty Bergen Awney, a junior. Third guy to work for Hudson today. And he will face 4, 5, 6 in the Eau Claire North order. Aiden Pankratz, Paxton Bush, and Zach Shipman. Those 3 guys have been in the middle of a number of the rallies for the Huskies. Pankratz 1 for 2 officially. He had the 2 RBI double in that 6-run 5th inning. Pankratz to lead it off. Two 2-0 now to Pankratz. I did us both a favor, Sparks. I removed that spider from our broadcast booth. And there's a 4-pitch walk to Pankratz. So that'll bring up Paxton Bush. Bush 0 for 1 with a pair of walks. He scored in the 5th. And Paxton Bush represents the winning run for the Huskies.
Yeah, we could talk about that again here in the bottom of the 6th. Huskies looking to walk it off early.
Bush takes upstairs.
Awney with 5 straight balls. So struggling out of the gate here.
And with that, Logan Hagman, the catcher, will go out and have a chat with him. He gets that one across for a strike. 1-1 now to Bush. That one gets away, and the runner will move up.
Good read by Pankratz, same thing. Saw that pitch heading down the dirt. Once it kicked the dirt, he was gone.
2 balls, 1 strike now to Bush. That one inside, it's 3-1.
Well, good job by Bush again, not extending that zone. You don't want to expand when he's struggling to find strikes.
It's a piece of that one, 3-2. Bush, base hit to right. They'll hold the runner at third.
Yeah, got to hold Pankratz on that one. That was just a shot through the hole, and the right fielder was playing shallow. So it'll be first and third and nobody out.
So here's Zach Shipman. 1 for 3 with a run scored. That RBI single in the 5th when the Huskies put up 6 runs.
Well, if it was the 5th inning, I wouldn't be surprised if they wouldn't want to bunt him here to get second and third and just the one out. You know, in the 5th, you try to end it early, but probably deep enough and late enough in the game, they'll probably just let him swing away, see if he can drive him in with a double.
Bouncing ball up the middle. Raiders step on the bag, throw over, and complete the double play. Pankratz does score. It's 9-0 now for the Huskies. So here's Cameron Buckman batting with 2 down. Buckman's feeling that one.
Yeah, that one just kept bearing in on his hands there, and he swung and basically hit it with his knuckles.
Head coach Jordan Fish is going to come on over.
Or did he go back? I think he hit knuckles down to his shin or something there. He looked like he was limping a little bit too.
Well, the trainer will come on out. Buckman's trying to walk that one off.
Well, I think he got that one everywhere, yeah.
So 1 ball, 1 strike to Buckman. Left-handed hitter with some pop. We'll see how he's swinging after that last one, which left him in some degree of pain. Nice breaking ball thrown up there by Bergen Ani. It's 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one missing outside, and the count goes full to Buckman. And Buckman works the walk. That'll bring up Ben Metler. Metler 1 for 2. Single and 2 RBIs in the 4th. Walked and scored in the 5th. And Bergen Ani is out. Coming on for the Raiders is the senior Nick Hirsch. So Nick Hirsch will be the 4th pitcher used by Hudson today.
Yeah, they talked about wanting to use some guys to get them up on the mound today, limit the pitching and that kind of stuff for a starter, but don't think he had in mind this way it was going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think anybody that came over on the bus from Hudson today was thinking about this. I mean, I think, coming into this game, you got to figure just the way the Huskies have been playing of late and the fact that they went toe-to-toe with Hudson over at Grandview Park on Tuesday, you figured Huskies would come to the ballpark in a pretty good frame of mind, but you got to figure Hudson had something to play for, wanted to win the conference title outright, knew it wasn't going to be easy, and for the first 3 innings, it was the game we expected. We expected a pitcher's duel. We expected it to be well played by both sides, and then North got 2 in the 4th, and then for the Raiders, the wheels kind of came off in the 5th inning and committing errors, and the Huskies had some good at-bats and delivered some clutch hits, and all of a sudden you look up, it's 9-0.
Yeah, the Huskies have really taken advantage of the free passes, the hit by pitch or the walk. When you look up and you've got 9 runs on just 7 hits, you're obviously getting some help. And those errors and walks and such are exactly what the Huskies are doing with them. They're putting them across the plate.
So Ben Metler will now bat against the right-hander Nick Hirsch.
Number 4, Nick Hirsch. And the next batter, shortstop, Ben Metler.
Hirsch delivers a strike.
Good pop on that fastball from Hirsch, the senior.
Hirsch ahead in the count now, 0-2 to Metler. Aaron Gust waits on deck. 2 down, runner on, 1 run across this inning for the Huskies, who lead at 9-0. Breaking ball is over for a strike. So Hirsch comes on, gets the strikeout. 7th inning coming up. You are watching Big Rivers Conference Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
We're back with better halves. Jane is looking for a better health plan. Jane?
I need someone who'll make time for me. So, how would you two get to know me?
You want time? I'll keep you on hold all night long.
He sounds gross.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I won't treat you like a number. I've got award-winning service and coverage made just for you.
Now that's better. Next up, networks.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Top of the 7th inning here at Carson Park in Eau Claire. Hudson Raiders came here today trying to grab the Big Rivers Conference title outright with the win. Instead, they come to the plate, top of 7, trailing Eau Claire North 9-0. Raiders will send up 7, 8, 9 in their order. Silas Heisler, Spencer Bullis, Hunter Oswald, the scheduled hitters to face the reliever Aaron Gust, who came on in the 5th inning for North. Gust starts Heisler off with the strike. Popped up, left side, the shortstop Ben Metler calls and makes the catch.
Well, Gus is doing exactly what the Huskies coaches want him to do. Get on that mound, throw strikes, make the Raiders put it in play, and they've been putting it in play, and the Huskies have been up to the challenge, getting them out.
Here's the DH Spencer Bullis, 1 for 2. Singled in the 2nd, lined out to the shortstop Metler in the 4th. Here's a strikeout on the corner. It's 1-1 to Bullis. Two balls, one strike. Hudson Raiders down to their final 2 outs. 2-2 now to Bullis. Here's strike 3 called. 2 outs here in the 7th.
You know what might be the most impressive thing about this game? Keeping the Raiders off the board. I mean, if you can go
I would concur.
Far, 6 2/3 right now, and the Raiders have yet to put a run across the plate. That is what's been the most impressive thing about the Huskies today.
Here's Hunter Oswald. Trying to keep things going here for the Raiders. Yeah, one just misses outside, ball and a strike. One and two, and now the Huskies are 1 strike away from an impressive win here over the Hudson Raiders. Just wanted that one, so the rest of the Huskies would have just missed outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. To Aiden Pankratz in center field, who makes the catch. The Raiders are retired 1-2-3 in the Eau Claire North Huskies. Wrap up an impressive win today over the Hudson Raiders. 9-0 is the final. 9 runs on 7 hits for the Huskies, who committed 1 error. Raiders blanked on 4 hits. They committed 3 errors. Those were costly errors. But for the North Huskies, a team that's going to begin the postseason next Tuesday as the 6th seed, they got to be feeling awfully good right about now. Hudson, meanwhile, is going to have to do some regrouping. They still have a chance to win that Big Rivers title outright, but now it's out of their hands. They know they're the 1 seed for the sectional or the regional tournament that begins for them 1 week from today. But I get a feeling the coaches are going to be put to the test for Hudson to try to figure out, okay, how do we flush this, how to put this behind us and get everybody reset for what's ahead.
Yeah, that's a good point, right? You got to flush this one, and then realize that this is what can happen. You know, if you aren't ready to play, if you don't come ready, focused to go, you could end up losing any time, and this is exactly what happened today. Raiders were just not sharp defensively. Pitching was good for 3 innings, and then it kind of wavered after that. Way too many walks hit by pitches, and the Huskies took advantage of it. And just think about what we've seen now Tuesday and Thursday. On Tuesday, Memorial, a 9 seed, beat Chippewa, who's a 4 seed in the tournament. Today, you're watching a 1 seed fall to the 6 seed. So there's 2 games right away this week where we saw the lower seed, supposedly in the postseason, come out with victorious. And again, we go back to that, how this postseason is just going to be wild.
Yeah, good luck trying to pick the 4 teams that are going to get to the sectional and who's going to get through and make it over to Fox City Stadium, because you've got many capable teams in that bracket. It should be a lot of fun. Coming up next, the postgame show brought to you by Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Rely on the experience of our sports medicine team when you have any sports-related injury or issue. You can count on a proper diagnosis and a customized treatment plan to meet your goals. Their orthopedic surgeons and our athletic trainers serve your athletes in Eau Claire, Chippewa Falls, and western Wisconsin. That's coming up next, right here on Zaleski Sports. Boy, I was thinking of going with Mettler and Payne.
Hip impingement and hip labral tears are common causes of hip and groin pain and are often the result of repetitive use from crouching sports or trauma. Today, we are visiting Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Dr. Carlson, a partner with Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, is in the forefront of using a newer procedure called hip arthroscopy, which allows minimally invasive access to a joint and treatments to problems never addressed before. Using hip arthroscopy, Dr. Carlson is able to repair tissue without dislocating the hip and without replacing it.
Hip arthroscopy is where a surgeon takes a camera on the end of a long wand, which we call a scope, and through a small poke hole incision in your skin, delivers that scope into a joint. In this particular case, we're talking about hip arthroscopy, where that scope would be put in the hip joint. The hip joint first has to be dislocated or the ball and socket pulled apart. When that's pulled apart, we can access the joint and look around and do the work we're talking about doing. Once inside the joint, through other portals, we call them, those poke holes that we use to access the joint, we can use other instruments, again on the end of a long wand, to perform the work inside the joint. Things like repairing the cartilage rim of the socket, called the labrum, fixing cartilage defects or problems on the head of the ball or the lining of the socket, repairing tissue around the hip, such as ligaments or capsule, repairing tendons that attach to the hip, or releasing them if need be, depending on the particular problem.
Dr. Carlson's goal is to eliminate the segment of untreated patients or patients with delayed treatment who have curable hip pathology, educating potential patients and their providers that these symptoms are not things they need to live with, or that they are not from their back or groin pulls or early arthritis. Few orthopedic surgeons are operating on hips through a scope because it is a newer and technically difficult surgery. Therefore, certain diagnoses may be missed by physicians not familiar with these newer treatment options.
Patients I see with hip joint pain that can be fixed and not just replaced can range from their mid-teens or younger teens to 50, 60 years old. In the past, patients who had labral tears in their hip were told that they may have some pre-arthritis or an early arthritic problem. They may be told that they were just prone to frequent groin pulls in the sport of their choice. And taking some time away from their sport, they may sometimes be able to return to the sport with just continued pain. And fortunately now, with our knowledge of the concept of labral tears and our ability to treat that problem, we can take people who are otherwise just waiting 20 years to undergo a hip replacement, or just feeling that they can't ever participate in that activity because they'll just keep getting groin pulls, We can take that person, we can make them better, we can fix their problem, we can bring them back to their sport, and allow them to continue to develop as an athlete or as a worker or whatever particular activity they're trying to do where that hip was affecting them.
Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine has been committed to the healthcare needs of patients in western Wisconsin for over 45 years. Their success and reputation as an outstanding orthopedic clinic can be attributed to the teamwork of their friendly.
Welcome back to Carson Park. Eau Claire North defeating Hudson 9-0, joined by pitchers Mason Brusewitz, Aaron Gust, to shut out the Hudson Raiders. That's a dangerous team. They got some good hitters on that club. What was your mindset coming in? What were you hoping to accomplish?
My mindset was just throw strikes, get outs, get in as quick as possible, get the bats rolling.
Coach Fish telling us before the game that they were going to probably limit you to about 45 pitches because they'd like to have you for Tuesday when you guys open up the postseason. Knowing that, did that change anything on how you came into this one?
No, it's just be more effective with my pitches, make sure they land where I need them to. That's about it.
Aaron Gust, you came in and got the job done. Obviously, it's nice when your hitters are putting up runs the way they did, but what was your approach when you took them out?
Just throw strikes, let my defense work, and get us back to our bats.
And knowing that you guys competed with them on Tuesday, they walked you off, it was 4-3, but that was a back-and-forth game, could have gone either way. Did you come into today thinking, hey, we're confident, we're on our home field, it's senior day, hey, let's play the way we're capable of?
Yeah, we came out with a lot more energy today since it was senior day, and we can hang with anyone, so our confidence is really high, keeping it close with them.
A lot of us, as we look at that postseason brackets, you can look down, you can make a case for about 8 or 9 teams that could get hot and make it through. What do the Huskies have to do to make a postseason run?
We just got to keep doing what we're doing. We're hot right now. We got to keep pitching and put the ball in play and put pressure on other teams.
Have you noticed, too, the bats are coming around these last couple of weeks?
Yeah, we definitely have been swinging a little better. We're not getting shut out as much.
Well, you guys are in the Zaleski Sports Highlight House. Yep. So I'm going to hand you the microphone as soon as Peyton up there gives you the thumbs up. You guys can take it away.
I'm Mason Brusewitz.
I'm Aaron Gust.
And we're in the house.
Thank you, gentlemen. Good luck next week. All right.
Thank you.
Good luck to you guys. So the Eau Claire North Huskies will head into the postseason on a winning note, 9-0 today over the Hudson Raiders. The Huskies will be back here Tuesday to open up play in the Division I Regional against Wausau East. So that's going to do it for today. For my color commentator, Dave Sparger, for Peyton Stewart, our videographer, producer, I'm Bob Radovich saying good afternoon from Carson Park in Eau Claire.